Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices for Tuesday, November the 22nd. Yesterday we were looking at possible highs being in place for the European market, and we've been discussing that also with the US markets as well. So if there is a top in place, we really need to see a little impulse wave to the downside. In some cases we can see that, in other cases we can't. So it is interesting in this particular chart here on this daily chart for the Euro stock that the stochastics has moved down quite significantly into a sort of a setup there, but I think that would just be for the rally to play this rally in this leg here to play out before seeing another move to the to the downside. Okay, so let's just go in and check on this and also the Euro market, I mean the DAX as well. So first things first, if, let's just put a big if on that, if that is the top, then this box will be the 50-60% retracement level area for that. So that would be our sort of flag in the ground at this particular point in time. Will it reach that point? I don't know. It just depends on how this sort of develops. It does appear that it looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, doesn't it, in this case? So I don't know. I mean, first of all, let's just understand wave 2, this ABC here. So it's a zigzag pattern. So what that means is that we should get 5 waves in the first wave for wave A, and then 3 waves in the wave B, and then 5 waves in wave C. That's a zigzag. It's a 5-3-5 structure. They're normally swift and sharp, pulling deep back into the trend in the 50-60%, so around the 4-2 there. Yeah, I mean, is what I'm sort of just pondering at the moment, is this little first 5 waves here, is that just the first 5 waves from the top here? Is it just those 5 waves we're pulling down to? Or are we pulling down into these 5 waves and we're down here at the moment and we'll look for that move back and then another 5? So is it just sort of simply 3 waves here and then another 5 waves here? Now there's normally some sort of correlation equality between these two. There doesn't have to be. This could also have an extension on it by another 60%, but yeah, it's got to have the right sort of look and feel about it. So I don't know if we've got this situation here and then we only have a smaller pullback in this space and then move up, or we're going to have a deeper move in all of this, and that means that this down here, or then obviously this here, copy this, just becomes wave 1 at this point, copy that for wave 2 pulling back, and then 3. So we're going to be in the A wave for a little while. Is that going to be the case? So I don't actually know at this stage. We just got to observe it. And what I normally do is that when we pick a top in the market, and we just got to, sometimes you get them right, sometimes you don't. But if you happen to get it right, then I always kind of, it's okay to trade them down, but you need a bit of a skill set to get it right. But I normally just wait to see what we get in the first leg, and if this is, 5 waves down here further for this, then we're going to have quite a deep correction. So that can just pull back to there, and then 3 and 4 and 5 here, and then the ABC pattern here, and then another 5 coming into this space here. Are we going to see something like that? Is it going to be that severe? Or is it just going to be so shallow we don't sort of notice it, So that's what I don't know. Just on the hourly chart for this, it's kind of interesting here really, because it looks like quite clearly that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into that space, and we can just copy those over there. But on the intraday, I think it looks slightly different on the intraday, so I'll just go into the intraday and have a look. So if there is a discrepancy, then I normally go to the cash market, but I'm not going to do that right now because I'm just a bit short on time. And we can have these little dudes over here for that. So this one here I'm doing slightly differently. I'm doing it much tighter, but I have to say I don't know which one is correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's just assume that that lows in at that point, and then if that's the case, then we'll see this move back 50-60%, which is about right. And we'll see that in some sort of ABC correction in here. So it all looks pretty good with an impulse wave here. I mean, that means if we do have an impulse wave here after correction, we'll have another move down. But it did look slightly different on the tick chart, I think, from memory. So I need to go in and just check on that. Yeah, it looks it's a lot different here. It's a lot different here. So we can look at this as 1 and 2 here. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Even though wave 4 overlaps wave 1 here, I think it's pretty sensible to bring this in as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at this particular point. So, I mean, it could be this shallow, and then we come over here and we've got this ABC pattern here, then we've got another 5 waves here and a correction, another 5, and da-da-da-da. So, I mean, technically, let's just say that a top is not in place here at the moment. Because it makes quite a nice just ABC pattern the way it is here. I'll just create these as well. So it's kind of a completely different pattern in a way when you look at it like this. So this is why we need to obviously look at the rest of the markets and have a look at the cash market and so on and so on. I mean, technically that can be an ABC pattern to here, and that's the end of it. Then we move up from that point. So 5 waves in the A wave here, and then this, but of course it could still come lower as well. So the next step to be, well, obviously if this market takes out this top here, the B wave top, well then we're going to be taking out that top. But in the meantime it may just work itself lower. So if we just assume that's there, and we do get a rally here, let's just assume that we do get a rally, then some sort of ABC pattern here, and then down again. I can see that we can just label this I can see that we can label it differently in we could also label it wave A here, wave B here, and then we're in the C wave here, so we can look at this as wave 1 and wave 2 and wave 3, 4 and 5. So we can also look at it like that here on the tick chart as well. But let's stay with the bearish side as long as that B wave stays in place here, okay? Let's just check on the DAX or something here for a moment, the DAX. So once again, this is just the daily chart here, and we could look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here basically, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could probably count that up differently as well. But and if, let's just assume for a moment, which that we have 5 waves in here, and well, in this case, if it was going to pull deeper, it could pull down to here. But I mean, that's just the starting point. But it's possible for it to do that. Normally when it moves through an old high, it has sort of tested it here a little bit, but that's really part of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So that's not really sufficient. So the whole trend itself hasn't checked this top. So it needs to, it needs to come down and check it, I mean, will it pull down here or something, but it needs to establish itself on support through here somewhere. All those open and closes there somewhere. 5-8 in there. Yeah, it could be short, it could pull down long, we don't know, you just got to check it out, that's all. And wave 4, I mean, 4-hour chart. So yesterday we called the high in here as well for these. And we're just watching them unfold to a point. I mean, down here it just looks like an ABC pattern. So technically, if that, we'll check on the intraday, but if the market moves above that, then it's still bullish at that point. This is only a 3-wave pullback, so it could do that. I mean, all I've done is I've just counted up here as conservatively as possible, as I always do. I don't extend it out somewhere where it's sort of, you know, some sort of moon analysis type thing. But so it's possible for it to build higher. It is trending, you know. So calling tops in is a mug's game, I guess. But still, it doesn't hurt to be a mug. So if you're not making mistakes, you're not going anywhere. Still, you don't make. You've got to have your win-loss ratio on errors, I guess. Okay, enough waffling. Stay on track, dude. Okay, so yeah, so this is where we were yesterday. All our long trades for everything, and you know they go back a while. They go back right down to here for this. So, but they're all out now. Okay, it may have been the right decision, may not have been the right decision, but there we go. So yeah, I mean, obviously we can look at this here and this here. It's sort of, we don't have a larger 5 waves here just yet. So I'll just go to the tick chart and see what we've got here as well. I think we even had 3 waves down yesterday, didn't we, with this? Yeah, that was a bit weird. So yesterday when we were looking at this, we had 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here. So we've got the nice 3rd wave, 4th wave and 5th wave. So we could put that as wave 1 and then wave 2 here and then down for wave 3. But is this an A and a B and a C for 4, and is that the wave 5 here for that? Do you know what I mean? Is that how it works? What I'm a bit unsure about. We've got overlap on those waves. Or are we still in a bullish market? You know, because this looks like, to me, it's some sort of well, we can just copy these really here. I mean, as far as I can see so far, this, even though I'm calling a top in, I like to give equals, you know, weight to equal side. Oops, daisy, too much chatting. So that could be in 3 waves there. So in a way, this can also be. But this is the thing about picking a top. You know, we just need to. This is what we do. We're just working on it. You know, I mean, is that wave C, and that's the end of it there. It's not like. Just trying to see if there's another way I can view this. It's pretty clear it's only 3 waves down to this point, isn't it? You know? So we just really still need to wait and see. I mean, we could have it as wave 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and building to the downside. But I have to say, if this top here gets taken out, then we need to be long from that point. Not really that one, actually. It's this one. It's that top. So, I'm not much of a help today, I'm afraid. It's just something that we need to work through. It's, you know, it's like I'm trying to confirm the top, but this 3-wave move here is telling me that I'm wrong. And then we got further upside, so it's possible that we can have further upside to get up to 1. Still looking for that top though. Let's have a look at the FTSE. The FTSE is completely different, just on the 4-hour chart here. From the top here, it's already been working 5 waves lower here in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So yesterday we were looking for a bounce off this low here. So we've got a, and I don't even know if that's wave 3 either. It doesn't matter at this point. But because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, then I would just expect that we just, in some way or another, we pull back up into, well, 73. Let's just take it to 73. And then we go down again because we've got 5 waves here. I'm not going to bother counting that. We're not up here yet. So, yeah. So this is bearish. Yeah, so I'm happy with 5 waves here, I'm happy with 5 waves in here, I'm happy with 5 waves here. There should be an ABC coming back up at least to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, and then another 5 down. So at least that's something, isn't it? You know, at least that's made a start. Is that leading the situation? And we'll just see how fast this comes down, you know, because if this is going to be a C wave here, then it's going to be, I'd expect it to be lazier than the wave A here. So we can just get the angle of this on that note there. So we want to see, it'd be nice if this was lazier, but it'll just depend on what the other markets are doing. If the other markets are going up and this is going down, it'll be a lazy thing. But if the other markets are moving down and this is due to move down, it'll probably be sharper in that way. But still, we've got 5 waves here. So in Elliott terms, after a B wave back to the box, we'll see a C wave to the downside. So I'll leave it at that. But just to sort of recap the situation with all of these here, the DAX and the other guys, is that we counted 5 waves up. Obviously, I can extend that to the upside, but I've also got the S&P in the same place as well, and the Nasdaq and Microsoft and those things. So they're all kind of together. So if I'm wrong, I'll be kind of totally wrong. And well, if you're wrong, you're wrong. You know what I mean? There's not many degrees of being wrong. You're either wrong or you're right. But yeah, all I'm trying to do is I've done my job of counting 5 waves up in all of these markets, and I'm looking for an ABC correction to pull back. We're just in the beginning of it all. Some of them are showing promise in terms of 5 waves down, and some of them are showing 3 waves down. So those ones that are showing 3 waves down, that tells us that there is still a possibility for further highs to come into place. So we just need to be mindful of that. Like so, we've had trades in the DAX and the STOXX 50, you know, going all the way up through here. We've hit targets and things, and we've taken them out yesterday, and that's where we are at the moment with this. So, do we have a top in here? I don't know. I can't confirm it yet. So I'll just need a little bit of patience. But it's quite normal, you know, that, as I may have said before, I just said before, that this has really just gone straight through the old high over here. So it's highly likely it's going to come back and retest it, you know, like a bit like Bitcoin doing at the 65,000, coming back and trying to secure itself in the top there. And it can be a little bit messy, but, you know, it's just basic charting. It's just like walking up a set of stairs in a way. You know, that support comes in from the previous volume and those spaces. So anyway, that's sort of what we're looking for. So yeah, do we have a short-term high in for wave 1? I don't know. We just we need to allow it to unfold and find out. Alrighty, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.